Hi viewers, we want to look at how we can answer Wassce 2025 question 9. Let us look at the question. From the question, we have been told that a telecommunication mast and a pillar stand on the same horizontal level. Alright, from the midpoint O between the foot of the pillar G and the foot of the mast H, the angle of elevation of the top of the mast S is 70 degrees. Let's see how we can represent the first sentence on a diagram. Now, we are talking about a pillar and a mast, and we all know that the pillar have to be short and the mast have to be taller, or the mast have to be taller than the pillar. So we can have this as our pillar and this as our mast, and O is in between them. All right, so we can put O here in between them, and we have been told that the foot of the pillar is G and this is the foot of the pillar, so we put G here. The foot of the mast is also H, so we put H here. But since the pillar and the mast are on the same horizontal level ground, we can join a line from here to here, all right, as we can see here. Now, if you read the question carefully, they say that the angle of elevation of the top of the mast S is 70. So this is the top of the mast, which is X, and angle of elevation from O, so we take a line from O to the top of the mast, and the angle there is 70. And don't forget, the mast here is perpendicular to the horizontal, so we put an angle of 90 here. Here too, the pillar is perpendicular to the horizontal, so we put an angle of 90 here. So we can have this from the question. Now, from the point O, the angle of elevation of the top of the pillar T is 28. So the top of the pillar here, all right, is T, and the angle of elevation from O to the top is what? Is 28. So here too, we join from here to here. Then the angle here becomes 28. And from the question, the height of the pillar is 10 meters. So TG will be the height of the pillar. So this is 10 meters. And we have been asked to represent the information in a diagram. So this will be our A part. So this is the diagram that we have. All right, let us look at the B part. Calculate correct the nearest whole number, the height of the mast. Now, how can we get the height of the mast? That is S to H. Now, let us deduce some things from the diagram. We have been told that O is the midpoint of G and what? H. Now, since O is the midpoint, we can say that the distance from G to O should be equal to O to H. So, from the diagram, we can be able to solve for GO, and when we know GO, it will be the same as OH. All right, so let us find GO and see what we are going to get. So we need to consider that is from triangle TGO. All right, now from this triangle, our GO become adjacent to the 28, and our TG, which is 10, become opposite to the 28. So we are dealing with opposite and adjacent. Opposite and adjacent. But if you can remember our trig ratios, our SOHCAHTOA, all right? Our SOHCAHTOA. So in case where we are looking for opposite and adjacent, then we need to use the TOA. All right, the tan ratio. So in a simple term, we say tan 28 should be equal to opposite, which is 10, all over adjacent, which is GO. By making GO the subject, we cross multiply. So our GO is going to be 10 divided by tan 28. And when we fix this into our calculator, 10 divided by tan 28 degrees, we are going to have 18.807 meters. So from G to O, we have 18.807, and since GO is equal to OH, OH to become 80.807 meters. Now, with our OH and the angle here, we can find SH. All right. So again, OH is adjacent to this angle and SH is opposite to this angle. So adjacent and opposite, we need to use our tan ratio again. So again, from triangle SHO, we can say that tan 70 should be equal to opposite, which is SH, divided by adjacent, which is 18.807. Then we make SH the subject. All right. By making SH the subject, we cross multiply. So we have 18.807 tan 70 degrees. So our SH, when we put this into our calculator, it will give us 51.673 meters. So we can say that our SH, which is the height of the mast, to the nearest whole number, we are going to have 52 meters. So this will be the answer for the BI. Now, we have been asked to find TX, the distance from T to X. Now, when we join a line from T to X, it will be a straight line. All right. And for we to get TS here, we also need to join from T, all right, to meet line SH. Then we can put an alphabet here, let's say V. Then the angle at V here will be 90 degrees. Now, for what we have here, TV will be equal to GH because it forms a rectangle. So how can we get TV? Since we know GH, then our TV, all right, will be 2 multiplying, that is half of the distance, which is 80.807. All right. And when we fix this into our calculator, we are going to get 37.614 meters. So it means when we add from G to O and O to H, it will give us TV, which is 37.614 meters. So now we know this side to be 37.614 meters. We can also solve for S to V because TG is the same as VH, which is 10 meters. And we know the total distance from S to H to be 51.673. Therefore, for we to get SV, we are going to subtract the 10 from the total distance. So 51.673 minus 10. Therefore, our SV will give us 41.673 meters. Now that we know from X to V and T to V, we can use Pythagoras theorem to find T to S. So again, from triangle XVT, according to Pythagoras theorem, square of the hypotenuse, which is TS, all right, will be equal to the sum of the square of the other two sides of the right angle triangle. So here we can take TV, which is 37.614 all squared, plus SV, which is 41.673 squared. All right, making TS the subject, our TX will be equal to square root of 37.614 all squared plus 41.673 all squared. All right. Now, when we fix this into our calculator, our TX is going to be 56.138 meters. And to the nearest whole number, our TS is going to be 56 meters. Viewers, this is so simple. This is how we can answer the question. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thank you. Bye-bye.